Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you on Unacademy. I'm Prashasti Arora and today we will be discussing about a very important topic that is Capitol Hill siege. Basically हम समझेंगे exactly हुआ क्या यूएस में, why were the pro why were there protests, and what exactly happened. Let's have a look at that. Now before that, a little bit about myself. I've done journalism and I enjoy delving deep into current affairs and current events. Please go have a look at my my series, my summarized series on the modern Indian history that I've done on the Coursera platform. And in fact, you can also have a look at my series of fundamentals of Indian polity on the special classes that I have taken on the course Unacademy platform. Please do have a look at that. You can follow me on my Unacademy ID with the name Prashasti1232, and you can avail now an additional 10% discount by using the code PRAS10. Please do follow me on my Telegram channel. This is my Telegram channel link. This Telegram channel link will help you find my schedule, and of course it will help you find my study material that I provide there. So please do follow me on my Telegram channel right away. Now the new batches for UPSC CSE 2021, 2022 and 2023 are finally here. It will start on the 11th of January. The 6 months batches will help help your prelims syllabus coverage. There'll be top educators on one platform. There'll be prelims test series with analysis. There'll be PDF study material. There'll be dedicated doubt clearing sessions. There'll be interview preparations. So please do enroll for the batch you think is best suited for you, from Mission 2021 to Lux 2021, Expedition 2021. Then there is Mission 2022, 2023, Lux 2022, 2023, and also there is Expedition 2022 and 2023. Also now you can get the optional plus जो आइकॉनिक का अब प्लस प्लस एंड आइकॉनिक का जो सब्सक्रिप्शन है कॉम्बो ऑफर में आपको रिड्यूस प्राइस में मिला है. प्लीज यूज द कोड PRAS10 एंड अवेल एन एडिशनल 10% डिस्काउंट. नाउ एग्जैक्टली हम समझेंगे कैपिटल हिल सीज क्या है, क्या हुआ, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंड, व्हाई डिड इट हैपन, what now is going to be the scenario, and what and how does it concern India. Now we know that recently, the world witnessed ugly scenes in the Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., even as the situation led to law and order situation that is deteriorating, right? This is related to the transition of power from one administration to the other in the United States. We know that in the recently concluded presidential elections, for which I've done an entire explainer on the Coursera platform, please do have a look at that. The president, the outgoing president Donald Trump, is not ready to finally he's not ready to accept the presidential election results, and in that regard this has happened, and the Trump supporters have done this siege, and in that regard Joe Biden, who's all set to take the oath of office, is there are very very ugly scenes that are being seen. Let us understand what exactly happened. Hundreds of protesters who are considered to be supporters of the incumbent US President Donald Trump stormed the US Capitol Hill, which hosts the legislative organ of the United States government. Now remember that the United States has a bicameral legislature, with the Senate acting as the upper house and the House of Representatives acting as the lower house. Now remember that the joint session of the US Congress has been convened, and they were meeting to certify the electoral college votes and certify the winner of the US presidential elections that had been concluded in November 2020. Now, the representatives from the Electoral College had met in December 2020, as the election process states, and had voted for Democratic Party presidential candidate Joe Biden. Now, just when the US Congress was meeting to certify this victory, protesters entered the Capitol Hill and indulged in violence and protest against the recently concluded elections. The protesters indulged in violence, arson, and other activities which were very very ugly to be seen. In fact, they stormed the Congress and interrupted its proceedings. things. So of course, this is an attack on democracy and the very spirit of democracy. Now the members, including the US Vice President Mike Pence, had to be evacuated, and law enforcement agencies had to be had to bring the situation under control. In fact, four protesters lost their lives in these protests. In fact, shaken congress visibly shaken Congress reconvened and finished the process of certifying the results of the electoral college. Now this storming of the Capitol Hill happened after nearly 200 years. Please remember that this is not something that happens every year, and this is definitely an attack on the democratic nature. And of course, it will only be seen with a due course of time what these protests can lead to. Now, before we go ahead, a little about the iconic subscription. Iconic price hike hone wala hai, so if you've not upgraded from the plus subscription to the iconic one, please do that right away, because this will help you connect with your personal coach. There'll be mains test series with evaluation, there'll be customization of your study planner, there'll be study booster sessions, there'll be high intensity workshops, there'll be answer writing daily, and there will be acceleration of your preparation with daily content. Now, why did this exactly happen? Why did the protesters suddenly protest like this? Now we know that the US presidential elections of 2020 was a polarized campaign. Both the candidates indulged in name calling. An entire campaign was really unpleasant, and in fact even violent at many points. And to add to this, Trump used the social media such as Twitter and Facebook and even Instagram to spread fake news, and he even called results as absolutely unacceptable. Now many of these social media intermediaries have now locked his account, especially the one being Facebook, and have made an effort to point out that the content was fake or or it had some problems. Now the electorate was fed with a constant supply of fake news, which is, I think, a very big menace of this globe now. And of course, there were also conspiracy theories. Now Trump also led a rally before the US Congress met, and it's said to have investigated his supporters. Now what will exactly happen? This has led to condemning of this. This has led to a lot of people condemning this entire act, and in fact world leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has condemned these protests. And in fact, the US is the oldest democracy in the world, and never in the past has any president not demitted office and yielded to the electoral results. So it is something that is very rare in nature. Now democracy is by the people, for the people, and of the people. And of course, this particular incident shows that there is a threat to democracy in the United States. Now the credentials of the US as the world's oldest democracy has been dented, and it cannot go around telling the rest of the world to uphold principles of democracy. In fact, President Trump has now agreed to hand over power to the winner of the November 2020 presidential elections, Joe Biden, on January 20th, and is disassociating himself from the entire issue. Now, in fact, many members of the United States are also threatening to evoke the 25th Amendment and impeach the president. Now, how does it exactly concern India? Presently, the relations between India and the US are in an all-time high. It was only in February 2020 that the two nations signed the Comprehensive Global Strategic Partnership Agreement. Of course, there are some challenges and problems that affect both the nations and their ties. The tendency of the US to lecture India on matters that are very internal, like abrogation of Article 370. Some matters that I'm talking about should definitely be something that should not happen from the US side. US should not speak on matters that is very internal to India, and the US should set its house in order, of course, especially with this change in administration. In fact, the electoral results can be challenged in this matter through street thugs may be a point those street thugs may be a point for reflection for India, which should anticipate such attacks and fix its law and order machinery. ठीक है, तो इंडिया को इंडिया also of course because US is such an important nation in the world, of course anything that happens in the US is bound to impact India. And in that regard, let's see how these particular protests and change in administration pans out for India. Let's also talk about the 25th Amendment Act in our next lesson. This is it from my side. Thank you so much for your time. Please do subscribe to Unacademy and avail all the benefits. And if you've not taken the iconic subscription, please do that right away. You can use the code PRAS10 to get an additional 10% discount. This is it from my side. See you next time.